The Grow My Cleaning Company podcast helps owners of cleaning companies just like you to grow your company and yourself so you can make more money and finally get the time and money freedom that probably got you into this business. Discover how to automate and create systems that allow you to grow like crazy without losing control. If you dig the show and want to show some love, subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes. It really helps. Enjoy the show.
Pick a celebration, sister.
I guess I have a girl working for me now, and then I have an interview tomorrow. So with another girl.
Look at you, fancy pants. Those are great celebrations. Nicely done.
Yeah, but I have no idea what I'm doing. I guess that was my question. My question is, I hired a girl as a subcontractor thinking that it would be easier, cheaper. In reality, I really didn't know how to do an employee. I didn't know the payroll. I didn't know how to handle any of that. And now I'm really wanting to make her an employee. Same with the girl.
Literally just call Megan at ADP and say, I've got 2 girls I need to hire. She'll have you done lickety split.
Had her since the 20th, November 20th. So it's only been like a month, a little over a month for her working with me. And she's used to that. Like, I'm not paying her hourly. So she's used to by job, paid weekly, every Friday.
So then just go to her and go, this is the new way we're doing it. And if that works, we can keep going. And if that doesn't work, we'll part friends.
Okay. I guess I'm kind of stressed in a way. Because I'm due in February with my first baby.
Oh, congrats. That is very common, by the way. We have a lot of moms getting out of, I'd say probably 5 a year. We'll have moms are like, I wanted to get out of cleaning before, but it's for real now. I got a literal due date to be out of cleaning.
Yeah, I told Dylan on the phone, when he, I did the free calls. I just signed up Saturday with you guys too. And I'm
aware Dylan's, by the way, you really screwed it with Dylan because he's been bragging the pants off of you to me and Suzanne. So we have high hopes for you, girlfriend.
Dude, I hope I meet those expectations.
And not hopes, expectations. Let me be clear. High expectations for you.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess that's just kind of I got to do something. That would suck if she walked away. But I guess I think I don't have a funnel yet. A hiring
those
funnel.
Of you that are newer, check the older people who came in without a funnel, scared out of their minds.
Okay.
If you follow the process, again, that's a beautiful thing. We've done hundreds of these, right? So it's like if I'm your surgeon and you've got a tumor and you're like, I'm terrified. I'm like, I ain't, because I know for you it's scary. It's a Tuesday for me. We do it all the time. Everybody lives. It's no big deal.
Right.
So take that confidence of you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, I know, but you've got a community of people that are very, very good, if I may say, the best in the world at making this transformation in people. Trust the process.
I guess I'm just worried that if I'm going to tell her hey, I gotta start paying you hourly. Unfortunately, I want to make you an employee, or you would no longer be a subcontractor, which she's pretty much already an employee because I supply the products.
Right. You're afraid she leaves. Okay, she leaves. You hire somebody else.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I think I'm just stressing. I'm overthinking it, in my opinion.
You're definitely overthinking.
Overthinking it, and I'm like, dude, what if then I don't have an income when my baby's here? But I think, yeah, I'm just overthinking.
The big transition we're going to make with all of you, but certainly you, Amanda, is moving from cleaner/employee brain to owner brain. So again, y'all get to choose to freak out or not, right?
Yeah.
Me, part of what I would be paying for is you'll tell me if I need to freak out, right? And I promise we will tell you, you got an 80% cost of goods. So there's stuff I'm like, Amanda, we need to get this fixed now. This is on fire. You got to go. We'll help you, but this is a big deal. I promise you're not going to slide through the program with something on fire and nobody, unless you just don't show up or lie to us, or, you have to participate. But as long as you are moving through it, either it's not a big deal or we'll tell you it's a big deal. So you're like, are you sure I shouldn't worry just in case? I'm like, if you like, I wouldn't, but I don't think it's going to help you any. It's just make you miserable. So you've paid for a system that works, that you can be confident in. You're like, but I think I'd like to worry anyway. I'm like, well, you certainly can. That's between you and God. You worry all you want, girlfriend, but I wouldn't. So yeah. And again, go ahead.
To worry. I mean, I have a great support system around me with my family and stuff. So there's no reason for me to worry. I'm overthinking it. And like you said, there's no reason to worry. I can get it handled. So
Yeah. And again, we're here for you. So when you're worried, so let me just, the one thing I want to encourage everybody, and I think I hit on this a tiny bit with David, spend time thinking of better questions, right? Because when you're like, I'm just overwhelmed, I'll do my best, but there's a limit to I can help you. But if you're like, I did my group. So if you, the reason I keep pushing to the content is it's very specific task and very specific action items. So you can't really freak out because like, do your hiring. Like, what if it sucks? Then give it to me and I'll tell you if it sucks.
Okay.
Like, then, I tell you, this is a great hiring ad. You're like, really? Yeah, it's great. Now what? Run it. Okay. What if no one calls? Then we'll fix that. So you run it for a week. Like, nobody called. Okay. So it is natural for entrepreneurs to be like, I want to pre-worry about crap that isn't, potential dangers in the future. It's like, there is so much clear and present danger right now to worry about. God forbid we try and worry about like, what happens if I have this baby and the lady doesn't come and blah, blah, blah. It's like, then we'll deal with it then. But and when is your due date, by the way?
February 2nd.
Oh, we got time. I mean, not an abundance of time, but
no, yeah.
I think if I'm you said February 22nd?
February 2nd.
Okay. Sorry. I thought you said late February. If it's early February, we have less time. So I would comfortably, I'm pretty confidently, and you only need, how many hours are you personally cleaning right now?
I'd say with the girl helping me, 25, not even probably.
So she and you are both cleaning 20 hours, 25 hours, give or take?
Yeah, together. We clean together. Yeah.
Okay. So you only need one hire. And if you had two, you'd be good to go. Three, you'd be locked, right?
And I'm like telling a lot of people that are like trying to get me to do estimates for them. Like, I'm sorry, right now I just can't.
Don't do that. Don't, hold on. Get high. Just same speech I gave to Angel. Charge them high. Okay. And if they take it, raise prices on your current customers. Yeah. So let me shift your focus, if I may.
Okay.
I think you're putting way too much emphasis on this girl, and she's really not important in this whole thing. What we need, because again, say I could guarantee you this girl would be here till February 2nd. That doesn't solve your problem at all. Because what if she quits when you got a 2-week-old? Now what?
Yeah.
So you're putting way too much emphasis on this girl. What we need is a god dang funnel. Right? Mm-hmm. You got these seeds and you're like, I'm going to eat them. I'm like, don't eat them, plant them. Then you'll have fruit forever. Don't eat the seeds. So you're worried about this girl. Wrong focus. Here's the beautiful thing. I'll just give you, this is numbers for everybody. Generally we get about 10% of the people to show up. I forget who was on earlier, but they had 30 applicants and 7 showed up. So they got 20%, but you can figure about 10%. Generally we're going to hire conservatively 3 of those 10. You might get a bad batch and get 0 or 1. You might get a good batch and want 5 or 6, right? But let's just go with average. Okay. So if you've got 100 applicants, 10 are going to show up, you're going to get 3. That means 3% of your applicants is a reasonable deal, right?
Okay.
If I'm you, I want 3 people to be comfortable, right? Because right now you've got a team of 2 doing 20, 25-hour work. I want 2 teams of 2 doing 10 to 15 hours worth of work. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay. So if you've already got 1 lady, right? And you need 3. So all I'm going to do is go, well, shoot, if I get 100 applicants, the likelihood I get 3 hires is pretty good, right? Because 10 should show up, 3 would get hired. I'm good to go. Because this isn't the reason things are so expensive on planes is they can't work most of the time. They got to work all the time because you're I got to be out by Friday, not mostly like out. I'm probably going to go nuts and be like, I need 300 applicants between now and then. That way, if I only get 1%, I only do 1/3, only 3 or 4% show up, or you know what I'm saying? Things can go kind of shitty and I'm still good. And say you really screw the pooch and you only hire 1 person. So you see what I'm saying? I'm putting in so much crap going wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go, I don't want to fool with the second. I want to be done by like within a month, right? So I was hoping you were February 22nd is what I thought. I heard you say, I'm like, great, we'll get you out of cleaning February 1st. And then you have 3 weeks to just like chill. Yeah. But if we get you out of by February 1st, like we got 1 day. So that's all. We're just going to compress. So when people are like, how do I go? We're just going to dial this thing up. Hey, amazing people, you may have noticed we don't sell a dadgum thing on this podcast. We don't allow ads. The only ask I can ever have of you guys is if you dig the show, for you to spread the word and share so we can change as many lives as possible. Literally, it'll take you 5 seconds to give us a great review, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate you as a listener and value the gift of your kind words. Now, back to the show. Welcome. So excited you're here. And I want to encourage you and all the new people. everybody says they want to grow a cleaning company until it's like, invest in yourself, step out of your comfort zone, do something scary, show up to calls, get coaching. You guys are here doing the work. So, no offense, anyone can throw money at, not anymore, pretty particular, but throwing money isn't anything. Being on a call 2-3 hours in and be like, I'm here, I'm ready, I'm focused. That's the price you're paying, man. I'm really proud of you. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you so much, Mike, because right now I'm waiting in my car. It's raining, it's dark, it's cold, and I have to clean the office. And I'm there with my
Hendrick,
smile. So I'm very happy.
We're going to get you out of cleaning offices, man. You and Amanda. I know you don't have, oh, God forbid you don't have a baby coming, but you and Amanda, we're going to get you both out of cleaning. That's
not
yet. Okay. So when it comes to niche, we've talked about this a little on Slack. The big thing is we really, because when you get into the marketing, you're going to find, and the cool thing is this is exactly how you came to us. So it's pretty cool when we tell you, you came to us through our marketing and then we tell you how we did it. It's hard for you to go, well, that won't work. It's like, well, here you are, your check cleared. So when we speak to you guys, if I were, and this is very common, what Hendrick came to me is like, here, I want 5-day-a-week accounts. I want people making $2,000 a month. I want people, which is very common. I get that, but I can't market to, hey, are you the manager of a facility that has cleaners 5 nights a week? Call me. Because that's about you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't identify with that. But if you go, are you a facility manager that's sick of getting in trouble for the cleaner's work? Are you frustrated that you can't do your job because you're too busy doing the cleaner's job? Do you look foolish when they do stupid stuff and people yell at you? If I hear that as that person, I'm like, oh my God, that's me. I'm going to call. So it's really important we understand their pain. And Hendrick had a very insightful question, which was, I talked to them, they don't have pain right now. So, well, what you said is they don't have pain. So we got to be very, very clear. If they don't have pain right now, we switch niches. So I think you're talking car dealerships, which here in the States, very good niche. I know in France, they're a little bit smaller. They can still be a good niche, but here in the States, they're a little larger. Physically, they just take up a lot of space and have more buildings. No big deal. They can still be a good niche in Europe. We've had several that have that niche there. But if you're hearing, oh yeah, we've had the same cleaner for 20 years. It's Vernetta. She's been great. And that's it. Bad niche. I'm not going to try. So what I'm not trying to do. So you guys all came to us. So if you came to us, for a call or for help, you're like, what's going on with your company? What's not working? Like, it's working great. I'm not going to try and sell you something. Like, then here's my coaching and it's free. Keep doing what you're doing if you're happy with what you're happy, Well, I'm not getting enough clients. Oh, we can talk about that. So if I'm talking to people that never have pain, what do I have to sell to them? Nothing. So I'm going to find a niche when I call them, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm frustrated. Or even if they're like, I've got a good guy now, but in the last 3 years, we've had 4 different cleaners and it drives me nuts. This one's good, but boy, I hate hiring and firing cleaners, are a big pain in my ass, super frustrated. That's the niche that we want. So the distinction I'm trying to make is if they never have pain, switch niches. If they acknowledge hiring cleaners as a pain that they go through periodically, we can still deal with that. They don't have to have pain right now. It's okay if they're like, my cleaner is good right now. Have you ever had pain? Is that a big deal? Yeah, I'm switching them all the time and they're good for 4 months and then they suck. And I've had this guy for 4 months. So far, so good. But when they, that kind of frustration is what you're looking for. Does that make sense? That they don't need pain now, but they do need to understand this is a painful thing. And if it's not, they're like, cleaners are easy to find. It's always fine. I never have any problems. That's not a niche I'm going to pursue. Like you guys, if I called a bunch of owners of cleaning companies and I did the podcast and nobody called, everyone's like, we all grow, we're all rich, everything's great. I would pick another niche. What am I going to sell you guys? Does that make sense?
It makes sense. And when I call people, I see a difference between someone who's telling me, you know what, everything is good since like 20 years old. We have the same lady, and the person who's saying, you know what, I have a cleaning company, but I won't sign with them anymore. It's just painful. They don't show up. It's hard to have a manager, etc. I see the difference. The only things I have for me is the size, because I really want, like big offices. Because in France, it's not like in USA where we have, the big buildings, etc. It's like small, little offices around the country. And it's not that I don't like that, but I think it's a lot of work because this is what I'm doing right now. I have like 10 offices, then I clean. It's car, it's go there, it's go in the car, etc. And I have on the other side my businesses, and I have 2 employees who are cleaning, for example, a private school. Man, they are so cool. They come to the school, they just clean, and it's okay. So that's what I try to achieve. But it seems like the way I'm thinking is blocking something when I try to choose my niche. So maybe I have to just take a step back and say, you know what, maybe the pain is more important. And when I will have my marketing in place, that now then I'll be able to select the people. But I don't know if you have maybe
No, to be clear, we always pick the niche first before we do the marketing. And the way we pick our niche is we have the perfect prospect pain conversations. And if we get over and over, which is the fuel for the marketing, right? Whatever we get in the perfect prospect pain conversations, we're going to fill out in our marketing plan. And that's how we make our plan. So.
But the size, how can you, about the size, you cannot know.
Yeah, of course you can know, because okay. I mean, like, so property managers is a good niche. They manage large office spaces. That would be a good niche. Schools are a good niche. Like you mentioned, they can really kill you on cash flow because they all close the same 2 or 3 months a year, and that can stink. And you can still negotiate where, hey, we do year-long contracts and we charge you the same every month, but then your labor goes, so your revenue stays the same, but then your labor falls out, when you have nothing to do for them. So schools have got their own challenges. Banks can be good 5-day. Medical, we call them minute clinics or urgent care here. Those can be really good. They're 7 days a week. Like I mentioned, gyms and restaurants, those are very dirty. They're 7 days a week. They want you to come at weird hours, but because of that, they're expensive. So there's lots of, all you have to do is just think warehouses can be very good. Just, you can kind of tell by the type of office or the type of business if they're going to have what you're looking for. So like a dental office, if it's one dentist, he's going to have a little 500 square foot place in a strip mall. But if there's 7 dentists there, well, now that's going to be a different thing. So yeah, I would consider, again, schools are great. You just have to overcome, you have to deal with, if you want schools as your niche, you have to deal with, they all take off at the same time. Banks can be great, but they're kind of long-term contracts often. Property managers are great, but they're very relationship based. Car dealerships can be great. Again, medical has, like, surgery centers are excellent because you'll need to get some specifications to clean there, which means the competition's less. Like I said, minute clinic, urgent cares are great. Warehouses can be great. Industrial, there's lots of options of large plate. You're just looking for large buildings with lots of people in and out. That's all. Government, I don't love government, but I'll be honest with you, I've done government here in the States. I haven't coached a lot of government in Europe, so I'm sure it's
I won't try it. Oh my God. No, thank you.
It's tough here in the States, so I wouldn't. One thing I don't want. Yeah, if you're already like, I don't want to deal with it, then I wouldn't deal with it. But you see how there's tons of niches where those are common niches where you're looking for lots of people, lots of gyms and restaurants, lots of people, and lots of square footage. That's all. And even in Europe, manufacturing places, warehouses still have to have big space.
Okay, thank you. Just to let you know, I'm the kind of guy who just take the decision and then we'll see. But Suzanne, in the call yesterday, she said, you maybe should talk with Mike and ask question, and Mike like questions. So I say, you know what? Let me give my question before I take my decision. So that's why I'm here there, and I will take a decision and just go, because I don't want to wait too much on the first decision.
Yeah. And that's why we have Slack. So we'll help you here live and we can get into stuff in deeper, or we can ping you right away in Slack, or, usually same day. So good news is, as long as they have pain and there's enough of them, pick any niche you like. Like, some are a little this, some are a little that, but there's not really a bad niche. The only bad niche is one that doesn't have pain or one that can't afford your services. The nice thing about commercial, they can all afford your services. So like residential, you have to make sure they've got money. Commercial, if they've got a facility the size that we're talking about, the traffic we're talking about, they have the budget. So really all you're looking for is there pain? Like bowling alleys. That might be a good one, but how many bowling alleys are they in your area? They're probably, it's like, it's not enough. So there has to be enough of them. Yeah, it was 3 of them. You get all 3, you're like, well, am I done? So enough of them and pain. That's really all you need.
I like industrial and private school. I think it's around the both of this, private school and industrial. I like dentists, but we have a lot of one office dentist, and it's a lot of work just to say, what, I can. Oh, yes.
I'm not saying I wouldn't take them, but I'm not going to market to them. Yeah, don't market. If they come and you want them, great, but don't market to them. If you're going to do schools anyway, what can be nice is preschool and childcare, because they're open much more often than regular schools. And you can really sell to their pain, because if kids get sick and teachers get sick, that's revenue. So if you're like, hey, we disinfect, we make sure nobody gets sick, like they have a specific pain. So you can consider that as well. they're often need more cleaning and they're open more days than schools are. Because when the schools close down, the daycare, they stay open because the parents still have to work and they move the kids from the, so those could be a good place to go as well.
Thank you so much, Mike.
My pleasure, man. So glad that you're here. You're going to do great. Well, here we are at the end of the podcast and you made it. Great job. I've got a little bonus for you for sticking through with me. But like I mentioned before, if you got value out of this podcast and you want to show a little love, subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Spotify, wherever the heck you're listening to this thing. Share it with a friend. Share the love. And as a special thank you for those of you that stuck with me to the end, how about I give you my personal phone number so we can text? It's a great way for me to get to know you, your business, your goals personally. So shoot me a text now, 602-932-6431, 602-932-6431. I am the only one who responds to these texts, and I will personally respond to everyone I possibly can as long as this number is manned. Don't know how long we're going to keep this at the end of the podcast, so grab it now, 602-932-6431. Give me a text, say hey, can't wait to meet you.